Good day, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mr. Go channel. Today we are gonna explore citizenship and governance. And the topic for today is chapter 2.2, decision making in a representative democracy. The picture shows it all. What do you choose, the broccoli or the ice cream? While they do represent something else. In issue 1, under being a part of Singapore society, we are focusing on how do we decide what is good for society. And under this section, there are a total of 3 parts. So what we are interested is part 2, where decision making in a representative democracy. So are you ready? Let's go! So far, we have understood that it is impossible for every citizen in the democracy to be satisfied with every decision. It's like asking Aspar fan to stop. Why would I ever stop? If you're not sure, you can check out the other video that is gonna appear right out at the top. And there are trade-offs that we have to make as a person, as a school, and in fact as a country as well. And the idea of NIMBY, not in my backyard. The important question is who decide on the trade-off, and usually in a representative democracy, this will be by the person that you have chosen. And how do we settle the dispute that is caused by NIMBY? The answer is we, the citizens of a democracy in Singapore. So what in the world is a democracy? Let's take a look at this video and find out now.
Democracy first started as a direct democracy in Greek cities, notably ancient Athens, where people came together to speak about their concerns and opinions in front of rulers of the city-state, and directly voted on new rules and laws. Here is considered as the birthplace of democracy. For the very first time, decisions were made by the people instead of rulers. Today, most democracies are indirect or representative, which means that you can't vote for a new law yourself. But you can vote for people who then become lawmakers and present your interests. But democracy isn't just about voting. It's about everything to protect the best interests of the people, no matter what is their race, gender, political opinion, or religion. These interests can be human rights, quality of life, infrastructure, and many more.
Alright, so you have a rough idea of what is a democracy. And in Singapore, we are a representative democracy where we choose people to represent us and they will make the laws. So a democracy is a system of government to control people by allowing the people to choose their own leaders, which means that if you are a citizen of a country, you will be able to choose your own leaders. The origins come from this word demos kratos. Alright, such a fancy word. Demokritos origins from the Greek. Let's take a look at the origins of the words. Demos means people and kratos means power. So people power, there you go. U.S. President Abraham Lincoln once said that during his speech that democratic government is really about of the people, by the people, and ultimately for the people. And a democratic government is of the people, is made out of the same kind of people as you and me, and is by the people, is chosen by the people, and last but not least is for the people. They are working for the best interest of the people so that they can take care of their basic needs. The government is to serve us and our needs ultimately, even though some of the decisions may not be that popular. What is a representative democracy, which I mentioned quite a few times? The definition is that it is a system where we choose our own leaders. They then represent us in parliament, which will debate and propose new laws, or remove laws, or change laws. So their actions and decisions are the same as if we have made the actions or decisions ourselves, because we chose them to represent us. So the people that you choose to put into government are the ones supposedly to represent us, and if we do that, they will represent us. So how is a democratic government chosen? That we do it through elections. We elect or choose leaders that represent our constituencies, which means the areas that we live. We may live in an area which have a different name from our constituencies, such as if we live in Clementi, we may actually not be called Clementi GRC. The electoral boundaries are always changing. No idea why? Perhaps has something to do with drawing of grid so that perhaps the incumbent party may win. Maybe, maybe not. So let's take a look. We have 89 seats in the year 2011. It says 13 single member constituency where we choose one person to represent us. You have 16 group constituency in the year 2011 where we chose a group of people to represent us, and there's estimate of 2.46 million people. That is the electors, which are the people who are allowed to vote. So, the idea that it's changing every year because some constituency has exceeded the upper limit of voters while some have followed below, and so based on population movement, they may withdraw the lines. Of course, there are other reasons, but this is one of the many reasons. I believe that you can take a look at perhaps the Nee-Soon, Bishan, Toa Payoh and Tanjong Pagar GRC. They used to be PAP strongholds, they are, or perhaps not now, and they could each lose a ward because in order to draw a new single member constituency or SMC, they may withdraw the lines again. Elected leaders are also called members of parliament. They are called the MPs. They represent us or our views in parliament. The incumbent party, which is the party that has won, as of now is called People's Action Party. And the oppositions, there are a number of them, and the more noticeable ones or the more popular ones are Workers' Party, Singapore Democratic Party, and the Reform Party. Of course, there are more when in fact you can even create one if you feel that you can represent the people, which is after all what democracy is about. So let's take a look. The Constitution represents the highest law in our land, which is Singapore. It constitutes of three different branches. We have the legislative branch, we have the executive branch, we have the judicial branch. So let's take a look at that. The legislature, the executive, the judicial. We will be covering them in the next few videos. Stay tuned. Bye bye.